Hi, I'm Gretchen, and in this video I am going to demonstrate how to do a two-color Fair Isle pattern on your punch card machine. So as you can see, I've cast on with some waste yarn. I just used 24 needles for space here, but you can use however many, even if it's not a multiple of your pattern. I have my Color A yarn through my carriage. My carriage is still set to stockinette over here, and I've chosen a punch card. Now, choosing a punch card for your Fair Isle knitting, in general, you want to make sure that you don't have super long floats, so you don't necessarily want huge groups of the same color stitches together, depending on what you're using it for. And then also, this one's not ideal because it has a single row of one color, which is going to make one enormous float across the whole thing. However, you could always clip those and deal with them later or whatever. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your punch card, you're going to insert it into your machine. You'll feel it kind of click in there, but it only goes down one row, so it can be a little difficult to see, but you can see that I'm tugging up and nothing's happening. And then this lever, when it's set down like this, it means it's not working. When it's set to the middle one, it means it's working exactly as the punch card shows. And when you set it up here, it means it's elongating it, so it's doubling the pattern. And actually, you could use that to avoid this single row float issue that we're going to have. At any rate, so I've got the punch card inserted, I've got my machine set up with my first color yarn, and then actually, in order to set my machine to do two-color Fair Isle knitting, I need to move the carriage all the way off the bed. So you can see here that I've moved my carriage completely past the needle bed, and that's what I need to do in order to do the next step, which is setting the carriage to KC. At this point, again, I only have one yarn, my Color A yarn in, I have my pattern card started, and I have my machine set to KC. And now I'm going to go ahead and work the first row, again with just a single color yarn in here. I'm going to move my carriage across my needles. And as you can see, my needles popped up when I did that, but they're all at the same place. So I'm just going to keep working like this with my carriage set to KC, my primary color yarn in. I'm going to work back and forth until I see this happen. So suddenly my carriage has selected needles and it is ready to do two-color knitting. So what I need to do at this point is press the MC button on my carriage. It might be slightly different for you. You can check your manual, but I think a lot of these brother machines are the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my second color yarn and insert it into my B yarn feeder. If I can do that. There we go. So now, try not to blind you with that too. So now I have my Color A yarn in my A feeder, my Color B yarn in my B feeder. I have my MC button pressed. I'm still set to KC, and now I'm going to go ahead and knit again. So as you can see here, by working another row, I now have two colors of yarn on my needles, and the carriage has gone ahead and selected the correct needles for my next row. So I will just keep working. Oops. Somehow my yarn here. Oh, there we go. Now it's not hung up anymore. Anyway, as I just showed you, I was just going to keep working, and just to show you, that's all you need to do to continue your pattern, unless of course you want your pattern to repeat more times than the card has on it, which is what I'm going to show you next. So if you want your pattern to keep repeating and not just do a single iteration of the card, then what you need to do is find these little guys, two of them, and then you're just going to clip your pattern together. So, or your card, you're basically going to just take your card and loop it around. And as you can see in the back, now that it's come out of the machine, we have these two holes. We have matching holes in the front, and you will simply line those holes up and clip those little holders into them. I don't know if that's hard to see or not. There we go. And then you can just fasten the clip. And just do that. You can see the back of it. Just do that on both sides, and then your pattern will continue to repeat as long as you want to make it happen.